is Randy Bullock. And the kick makes it through, but flags come flying in as well. It appears we're going to get a roughing call tacked on. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Let's go. At their own 25-yard line.
Here we go, here we go.
Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Here's Roethlisberger to throw. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Ready? Block 80!
Double tag, double tag. 3.
This is a guy who made a Pro Bowl in his 2nd season, James Conner. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. Here we go on 4th down with Roethlisberger. Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A big pickup of 12 yards on 4th down to keep this drive from stalling. A couple of first downs has the football position at the 43 as they come up 1st and 10. Gets it to Smith-Schuster on the jet sweep, and that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
Tight end to the right, boy. Tight end to the right. Move.
First carry of the game for Jalen Samuels. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. 15 yards on the play, first down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
They'll run again with Samuels on first down. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Yeah, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
On 2nd down, it's Conner. Sean Williams that time in on the stop.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. Here's Conner. And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the first down. An effective 7-yard 3rd down conversion. Had a chance to maybe limit them to 3 if they could have gotten that stop there, but a new set of downs.
And with a new set of downs, you got to take the mentality of the whole thing. Right now, everyone's looking at the offense and saying they've got the advantage. The best defenses just say, okay, new set of downs. It gives us another chance to make a play ourselves and maybe change things up. One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. Now it's Roethlisberger. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Geno Atkins has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. And now before they run this 4th down play, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. On fourth down, here comes the Steeler punter Jordan Berry to kick it away. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. Room here to run. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 34 yards there and a 1st down.
And it is still early, just the first quarter. But you start prorating the numbers, and we might be in for some history. I mean, that last run puts him over 100 yards already, and we've still got 3 quarters to go.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Dalton now to pass. And that will fall incomplete. Oh, they took a shot there on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. From the gun to give to Mixon. And he's going to be met at about the 43. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave him with 3rd and still 7 yards to go.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Out of the gun, it's Dalton. Brought in here by Tyler Eifert. 20! They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. What a luxury to have a tight end that can not only catch it, but then can run after the catch like that.
What was the old expression back in the good old days? And they used to carry pianos on their backs when they were after they caught the football. Someone would stop and bang out a tune along the way as well. But nowadays, these guys are essentially bulked up wide receivers, and they are a full part of the passing game. And we see a lot of big plays, as we just saw there.
And that'll hurt the average a bit, as this time they're able to get him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
I think Cameron Hayward's ability to take on blocks, hold the point of attack, and get upfield serves him very, very well. What a nice play there.
Yeah, he can take on blocks because he's built like a block. Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal. Another try for Mixon. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Joe Mixon with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Bengals, they widen their lead. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
Fielded about a yard deep. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him. All right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
They'll wind up with 7 on the dump-off, but it'll set up third down. The second down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3.
Check, Mike 56. Orbit.
57's Mike. Mike 57.
Black,
To throw again is Roethlisberger. And that will be incomplete. The linebacker, Preston Brown, there to knock that one away. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Now, the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. They'll indeed go for it with Roethlisberger. Taken in by Switzer on the left side. And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. They're able to keep the drive alive, 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Throwing again, it's Roethlisberger. And he's going to be hit and taken down. Back right around the 48-yard line. Geno Atkins in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Now Roethlisberger. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Juju Smith-Schuster, the intended receiver that time. And it's 3rd down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. Barry on to punt as he gets this one away.
Good work, boys. Let's go. Let's go.
They're on 30-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive.
Check 3, check 3, check 3.
They begin with a run by Mixon, and he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
On 2nd down now, Mixon only gets 3 yards there on the heels of the 1-yard pickup. Sets up 3rd and 6.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
3rd down, a shot here for Dalton. He finds his running back, Mixon. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. And that gain of 9 buys them a new set of downs.
First down, Cincinnati.
The first down throw coming for Dalton. Pressure comes and the Steelers take him down. Bud Dupree, he's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up. This is caught at the 20, and all the way in for a Cincinnati score. A.J. Green, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bengals, they widen their lead. Extra point up and good by Bullock. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down. We know, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
And the Steelers first down. First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Let's go. Pick it up, team. By 52, by 52.
Now Roethlisberger on first down. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Sean Williams. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
Lead. Check tight.
Now Dalton with a 1st and 10. Under heavy pressure, and down goes Dalton on the sack. Terrell Edmonds comes flying in from safety for the sack.
Well, maybe that can give him a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things has gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget. After the sack on first down, Dalton. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. To throw here, Dalton. Got a man, it's Ross, complete. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
First down, Bengals.
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Here I come.
The final act of the first half, Dalton. He's going to throw one up for the end zone. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. So we have reached halftime here, and it's the visiting Bengals out in front. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the Bengals set to receive. They have the lead and the football to begin quarter number 3. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. To throw again on second down, Roethlisberger. And the reception made by Dante Moncrief. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 27 yards there, a first down. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. On 1st and 10 is Counter. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
They'll run with Samuels, and he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Big Andrew Billings there on the stop. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Trying to get the first with Samuels. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. He needed a yard. That's what he got, and it's going to earn him a new set of downs.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? That looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
Brought down by the cornerback, William Jackson.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Play fake to Connor. Now Roethlisberger. That's complete to his running back, Connor. It's an 8-yard pickup, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They've become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape, and that is not going to get it done.
Alpha. 52's the mic, boy. 52.
They're going on 4th down. It's Roethlisberger into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Preston Brown, the linebacker. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll stay on the ground, mixing again. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. He's having a big game running the football, but that one will hurt the yards per carry a little bit.
Yeah, but the average he's got so far, that's the type of average he wants to take with him to contract negotiations, doesn't he?
Double tight, guys. Double tight.
On 3rd down, Dalton. And Eifert has it. Dalton to his big target, Eifert for the Cincinnati first. Andy Dalton looked good on that pass, but I'll tell you what, all time in his career against Pittsburgh, it has been a struggle. 3-12 as a starter against these Steelers. Just more evidence of their dominance over the years in the AFC North. Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. He was looking for his favorite target, A.J. Green, that time. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
They'll run here with Mixon. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. It was Mike Hilton up to make the tackle. That time they're able to bottle him up, and he's having a really nice game.
I agree with that. Let's just go big picture, right? Every back that's in the Hall of Fame had carries where they didn't gain yardage or they lost yardage, but you stick with them, don't you? And they're having a good game, keep feeding them.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect. Had to pass there, third and long on your own side of the field. Just couldn't come up with anything.
That's why teams always talk about having to win the early downs, meaning you've got to gain yardage and set yourself up for third and short, because when it's third and long, the odds go down significantly trying to pick up the first down, even throwing the football.
Able to get away.
That's why you keep the legs churning.
We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Steelers are going to take over 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. Of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
On second down, Samuels. And he'll get this one up to about his 14. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. Over the middle, hauled in by Smith-Schuster. And he does not get to the first down marker as they stop him at the 19. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down. They'll try and throw for it here. And it is incomplete. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And, boy, possession here turns over with a football already being in the red zone. Off the play fake to Mixon. This is Dalton. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Joe Hayden, the veteran, with a pick. They needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the third quarter defensively. They did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break. Taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to give a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say, maybe makes that offense feel good when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe you'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball.
Back now in Pittsburgh. It's the Steelers with the football, but trailing here as we get going in quarter number 4. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. He's going to have the first down past the 20. He's at the 50. The 30. And he'll be taken down at the 26. A big gain there on third and long. 65 yards on the ground. They run with a fullback mix. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Making the play defensively, Carl Lawson. On second down, Connor looking for space. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. The second down play results in a loss of 2 yards. To throw here, Roethlisberger. And Big Ben intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Sean Williams. And the return just out across the 15 to the 16-yard line. That is now 7 interceptions between last week and this week. 3 in this game, 4 a week ago.
And I saw the head coach write on his play sheet, make a little note. I hope he's writing self-scout. Bring in the guys that scout games for you with a different eye and watch him and see what's going on, and maybe they can pick up what the flaws are, and hopefully they can correct them.
Andy Dalton now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. And the catch made. It's Tyler Boyd. And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. They'll let this go for the end zone. That's going to be caught by Ross for a Bengal touchdown. John Ross hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Bengals, they widen their lead. Bullock good on the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Nick Vigil. The blitz works to perfection as he gets in there to dump him for a loss of 8. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Here's Roethlisberger. Throw left side, complete to Smith-Schuster. And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right? And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way. Now Ben on 3rd and long. And this is Moncrief with a catch. And a good tackle there right around the 30. Stops him short of the 1st down. It'll be a pickup of 13, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. The Steelers will go. It's Roethlisberger. And he's got Moncrief. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. Felt compelled to go for it there on 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They got it done. And there's always a lot of pressure on a 4th down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You stop to get it done, as you noted, and they did. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. No gain on the screen there. It's 2nd down. They go play action now. Roethlisberger. He's going to wind up and air it out. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. I want to go back to something you said in the 1st quarter. Is it a positive? It is a positive. Okay. About winning the turnover battle. As a visiting team, as an underdog, you were right. They've done just that, and look where it's gotten them. It's part of the formula. When you go on the road, as you mentioned, being under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down. Now Roethlisberger. And he's going to go down again. Jordan Evans. And boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone.
Let's put him on the buses. Let's put that thing out. 368. Check. Easy. Take out 368.
Dalton, 1st and 10. Flush to his right. The ball comes out, and this will go out of bounds, and they're still short of the line to gain, so this is going to be a turnover on downs here. I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth. That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there. No doubt about it. Ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man. And that is not a sight they want to see. Joe Mixon very slow to get up. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset on third down. Bernard. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4.
Let's go, defense.
Not running. Dalton wants to throw. That was hit, and Dalton lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away.
And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown. Starting to really smell a 4-0 start right now. You can't ask for a better first quarter of the season than that.
And you're not supposed to look ahead, but guess what?
You're going to?
They have to. Because when you get to if you get to 4-0, you're not just thinking playoffs now. You're thinking about, okay, this team has the capabilities of winning a Super Bowl. They could very well be the best team in the NFL at this moment.
I think they played the best. I mean, there have been a few hiccups offensively and defensively, but probably the best team we've seen, right?
And has the ability to get better.
And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
He'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. A gain there of 21 yards. They'll throw on first down with Roethlisberger. Open man right side is Smith-Schuster, complete. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete. They were going for a consolation TD, but it was not to be. And time has run out now on this game.